When I watch people present a firearm and shoot at a target, I see it happens in 3 stages. They draw the gun, they line up their sights, they take the shot. And what I notice is they spend a lot of time lining up their sights. Now, if you're going for a very accurate shot or at a great distance, line up your sights, of course. But at standard or typical gunfight distances, which is 10 to 20 feet, you don't need to be that accurate. Now, granted, a shot to the heart will create a degree of trauma and shock that a shot to the lung will not. So yes, you want to be accurate enough, if you can, to get into the heart area as opposed to the lungs, but you don't need to be drilling Robin Hood holes one after another, one bullet right after the other in the same exact spot. If you're that accurate, you're losing speed. So what I noticed when we would have people shoot different guns is if they would shoot a dot, typically that would be the slowest, and iron would be a little bit faster, and green light sights would be significantly faster than both. Typically, green light sights would be twice as fast as a dot and about 57% faster than iron sights. The other thing that was interesting is that people were more accurate with green light sights than they were with dots and irons. Not all the time, but often enough. And this was a little confusing at the beginning until I figured out what was going on. When I would watch people present with dot or iron, I would see them bring the gun up and you could see the gun wiggle around, and one of two things would happen. Either they would take the time to make a good clean shot and they'd be slow, or somewhere at about 1.5 to 2 seconds, you could see that their brain was telling them, you've got to take a shot now. I don't care how, you're close enough, and they'd shoot. And the problem is when you shoot and you rush a dot or an iron, you get a lousy shot, right? To make irons and dots work, you have to take the time to use them, whatever that time is for you. You don't want to rush those sights. On the other hand, green light sights you can rush. So I'm going to show you shooting with first going and trying to find the dots, then I'm going to use irons, and then I'm going to use green light sights, and you'll see the time difference between how long it takes me to line up my sights. Typically what I tell people is, if you're bringing your gun up in a gunfight, don't go on a fishing expedition, right? When the gun comes up, don't go, gun comes up, take a few seconds, line up and shoot. It should be one smooth motion. Gun up, press, bang, right? No fishing in a gunfight. So that being said, let's see what it looks like for me anyway, using 3 sights, and you can see the time difference. All right, we're going to start shooting with dots. Sun's right on my eyes. Let's see how it goes. Granted, I don't spend a lot of time shooting dot, but that's what it looked like. All right, let's try irons. Definitely faster. All right, let's see what green light sights looks like. Faster still. So at 10 to 20 feet, you'll definitely be faster and sometimes even more accurate with green light sights than dot or irons.